I go to bring the smoking. Wait.
No dress up so much.
Okay, we are live.
Okay.
This is the fifth session for communication coordination, and I just put on the chat the agenda for today. So, Saverio, you weren't here in the last session, but we are starting also to experiment new protocols for the Hangouts, for the meetings. So, as you can see, we have a document that will recapitulate all the session. So all the session will be a chapter. That's why it's important that we use the outline of the editor, of the Google editor, in order to have the summary, the table of contents that will be automatically updated when we put a new chapter, and a new title and a new heading for the text. And and this is one thing. The other thing is that we start from now. The last session we leave it in a separated the document. Maybe we can put it, but I don't know. They are in the car. It's a big job to start editing all the text we did the last times. So from now we start with this. I don't know what do you guys think.
Okay.
This document is in the folder of the protocols with all the instructions to fill it and to use it. Okay. So everyone who has a meeting with us can copy that one to his folder and start editing and doing it.
Okay.
But we will talk about this later. We start with the session and we start using this protocol and we see how it goes, and then we will modify it. It's the second version, so we will see. As you can see, I explained very briefly, so we all are up to date to use it. There is a little intro just to explain how it works, and then the topic of the discussion, because this document is thought to be used for many sessions or just for one session. We can use it both. Okay, if we want, we can put, if we have many sessions about one topic, we use it, or if we have just one session, we can use it. Each session, if we use in a multiple multiple sessions document, as you can see, we have the table of content in the first page, session summary, that so easily we can go to the last session. Okay, so now we have the chapter session 5 and then session XX, that is the next session is still empty. Okay. So one good thing is to leave always a copy at the end of the document of an unfilled session, a white session. So when you start a session, build immediately another chapter by copying the last one and leave a copy, a white copy at the end of the document. That will be the next week's session. Okay. So because why this? Because if we make a copy and paste, the chapter are already created and we don't have to edit the text, the outline. So the summary automatically updates. So that's easy. So if you click on session 5 with the date of today, you just move to that chapter. You can also open on the left side of your screen the structure, the outline, just doing on on the main menu tools and document outline, and you open it, and you can move through the documents also there. I'm saying this, but these instructions are all written in the protocol, in the further communication protocols. Where is the document 0? Let's see, the blank document, the unfilled one, okay, the draft. So just to update Saverio, well, actually, as you can see, another one thing, we have the title, session 5, 19 of September 2016, and a subtitle if we talk about a specific session, a specific topic, okay? Because it's thought to be a general discussion about a main argument, a main topic that now is communication administration, okay? So if in this session we need to talk about one single, we put the subtitle so people also understand what this session is about more specifically. If we don't need it, we don't put it, we leave it there. And okay, Saverio, this thing we already saw it, but you didn't. We thought.
No, I'm watching.
No, but in the last time I'm explaining. If you can see, the first chapter is a reflection. This chapter is thought to be a draft to be filled from a session to another. Okay, so from session 4 and session 5, we put our reflection here with the name and a list in order to, it's a point I want to discuss. We don't start a debate here, but we say, okay, I think we have a problem here. We need to discuss this. Why this? Because if you go to the second headline, this agenda, we build the agenda by reading the reflection. Every time we give us the first 10 minutes to read the reflection and start building the agenda of the session. Of course, we maybe can have a priority from the last session, maybe something that we decide we will discuss this next session, and we already put this. But the idea is to build the agenda every time, starting from a reflection. And so if somebody wants to add a comment, for example, to my point, you can just make a comment, a beside comment, and say, okay, I agree with this and stuff. I think we need to go maybe talk also about this and stuff. And it's just a list, not actually a debate, so it becomes very long. But it's good to interact also with the other commentaries. Okay, but actually we don't need to go too much deeper in a debate because we have the session later, no? And so we build the agenda together, and then we start the meeting minutes of the things we discuss, and it's important to write down. And then one good thing we add are the conclusions. Okay, so we have a debate that is the meeting minutes. We have a starting point that is the agenda. We got to a conclusion and we write it down, and then the task. So starting from a conclusion, we have a task, and we specify here. Francesco will do this for next time, and Saverio is going to do this, or Nicola is going to do this.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then as you can see, we put a date for the next debate, and then if you go to the next chapter, we have the section of the 6th section and following. We will start to try if it works good, if it's not bad, but this is what we got from the last sessions. If somebody wants to add something.
Well, no, for now not.
Okay, I'm opening the last one because okay, so we can start reading the reflection. and we start building points, okay, for to discuss. Okay, I wrote some things about the newsletter. I think I need really to talk about this because we have the document of that is supposed to recollect all the mails and the contacts from the website that is not working. Yeah, I don't know why. I wrote to tech. And then on this document, there are some contacts that are not in the MailChimp, so we need to update the MailChimp list. And this is very technical. So I would also talk about technical issues of the newsletter. I'm writing down. It's something very technical. We can solve very easily. Another thing is, I think the part of the welcoming that was sent in this newsletter, okay, the list of the first need where we ask people to participate. This thing we maybe need to repeat more, and then okay, I already update you about the protocols, and then I wanted to talk about to start the welcoming protocols. Okay, that is a point that I saw also Nicolas and Monica added. I think so. So if you want to explain about what you guys propose to talk about.
In the welcome? No, in the...
No, in general. Okay, because I think I would add a point about welcoming protocols. When and how we start. That already actually started, but we did this point. And then if you want to explain your reflections, so we can add the point you want to discuss.
Sorry, yes. No, I was about not just 1 minute, but the Excel document of everybody with you show, you put in the Google Doc. It's automatically, or somebody is writing the Excel document?
No, it's supposed to be automatic. That's the problem. It's supposed to be automatic. We can talk about this later. Now, if you want to read the thing you should post, so we build the agenda and then we enter in the
just now, I make some reflection about finally what can be the newsletter more precisely, because we talked a little bit about the magazine too yesterday, a week before, and I just put the idea of what can be a protocol of newsletter, about the shape, around 3,000 characters, because it has to be a little bit small and very quickly read. No picture, because pictures I think is more the magazine one. Links, of course, to a Google Doc, website, etc., because it's the role of the internal newsletter. I need to know everything about what's happening. Always mention Wiser, because I think it's very important to know who is working on the local cycles, the 10 cycles. And we put a template in the MailChimp you give me for everybody. You can do it a newsletter or a civic design newsletter, things like that. So I write the contents compared to the magazine. Always give some news of all cycles, local time project, and the advance of the work. For example, I put some news of the civic practices book, because we had no more news and it was very important to give some news. And I think, and I saw there was an agenda in the drive. So I take the agenda and I put, okay, normally it's finished around January 2017. After, I don't know if I have to put an agenda about the important hangout or not inside. This could be cool. Or is it a magazine one? I don't know. That I'm not sure about. And finally, what was that? With the goal compared to the magazine. And the diffusion, because we have a little bit discussion together by email at the time. And there was a little confusion between the internal communication and external. And Carlotta made this little bit confusion about. So I think it's only diffusion by email chain, and perhaps an internal.
One second, Nicola. For this first point, we can put in the agenda about a point about shaping the newsletter, so how it works and stuff. So because I have something I would like to discuss this more than the update.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the work you are doing. So it's interesting. Yeah, go on, please.
Okay, and perhaps we can make a diffusion too of the newsletter to the internal FB groups, for example, because it's like I think it's okay for internal. I think it works. And after it was more ideas about the welcoming or with the drive.
Okay, that's why I said welcoming protocols. I think I wrote when and how we start. I think this idea of the logbook we can discuss it. Okay. No, it's right to put it together. So it's part of the welcoming protocol, no?
Yeah.
To create this logbook.
But if we have to do it, we have to talk about governance, etc.
Yeah.
And about the drive, I was a little bit surprised that the route of the drive go to Democracy OS, and the sub-category of Democracy OS is other, and other is Civicwise. So it's a little bit strange to explain to somebody who's coming here. Because it seems to be we are a category of Democracy OS finally. The driver.
Okay. Yeah, I put a point about drive platform.
But I don't understand that.
Okay. So any other points from Luis, Saverio you want to talk about? So we can start.
I think it's enough.
No, you
Enough
want maybe
homework.
talk about the magazine, update about the magazine, Luis. Okay,
no, I don't
let's
have.
see if it comes out to discussion with it, okay?
Yes, and we have the Thursdays hangouts, no?
Yeah, okay. We can write down magazine update, and maybe we can put it down and record because it comes back later, so it's good to talk about this. Okay. We can start the discussion, no?
Mm-hmm.
If everybody writes his name, we can. Technical issue. We have this problem. I wrote in the tech channel and wait to understand how much.
Eh?
No, we have this problem that the file here is automatically updated. It's supposed to be automatically updated. But it's not working because, for example, Marco this week on the website did it Tuesday, the newsletter, and the document is stopped of September, so I don't understand what it updates automatically. So they told me it was once a week, and I don't know if it is because we moved it. Okay, because it has been moved, and that's what I asked in the. So we can do much, I think. I don't know if you have any information, guys, about this, but I don't.
I guess it's a rumore.
And then, it's a night, so I would say we wait people from tech to tell us something, no? But one thing is that we are missing contacts on the list of MailChimp. That's a problem because I saw. This is one thing that people. The people from tech tell us something, okay?
We don't listen very well. It's cutting off time.
Okay, I try to stop the camera. Okay, now let's try if it's better.
It seems yes.
Okay. So we wait until the people of tech tell us something.
No.
It's not working.
I don't understand.
Okay, let me try.
Francesco.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, but just, I don't know, at the beginning, for the other part of the sentence, voice comes down. The fact is, you want to wait from tech to know what specifically about MailChimp.
No, from tech, nothing about MailChimp. From tech.
Okay. No, what about MailChimp?
No, MailChimp is a problem because we don't have the list of the MailChimp update with the last contacts from the file. Because there is people who signed up. I think it's the last people are not in the list of MailChimp. So we need to update that. And we need to check if everybody is in. We actually can, it's a long, but.
However, I think that in MailChimp there is the button to merge the same contacts that you put maybe twice in the database.
Yeah.
So I think you can copy paste the entire list many times and you can merge without problem.
The problem is that we already did the merging. Okay, we already did the merging about the many lists that were Nicolas and Mo. But the problem is that to add the new contacts, you have to do it manually one by one from the Excel file. That is supposed to update automatically, but it's not working. But doesn't matter.
I did it more time ago. Now I remember. Yeah, that is very.
So now we don't know. Look, if you take a look at of the list, One of the last lines, it's me.
September.
So
Where can you put the link in the chat?
It's in the document.
Which one?
In the agenda.
The document.
In the discussion or up in the reflection, there's the link. Okay.
Okay.
Can you see it? The first.
Probably no. No. Probably this one.
In the meeting minutes, vabbè.
Allora ho sbagliato.
If you go down in the meeting minutes, there is the link. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm checking. Yeah.
If you go to line 113, 113. Okay, if you go to line, this is my contact.
113.
We are sure that from here we are all in the list.
Okay.
The last 6, 7 maybe are not, so we need to update. And then the problem is that we need to understand when updates automatically. We can update manually. Because I think that every time that the newsletter is ready to be sent, the list has to be updated. I don't know, if we send the mail on Saturday morning, Friday night, we need to update the list. So it's an easy work because we don't have 100 contacts every week.
No, we have got 400.
So we need to understand how to do it. You know, if Nicolas that send mail does it, or there is someone else that does it. That do it. You understand?
Yeah.
So we need to set up a day when the list has to be updated, and then depends from I think mainly from when the newsletter is sent. We don't care when the file updates. I think the day before the newsletter is sent, we need to update the MailChimp list. So I can, for example, take it as a task. I don't have a problem.
In the list of email I sent, there is 465 people.
Yeah, because it's people from local camp also.
No, local camp is
Si.
one.
I made a...
Right.
Because we merge it, no?
I merged it here.
So there are many contacts that they are not in the list. But as we are moving everything from the list, will be the main, the biggest way contacts from now to the beginning, from now, since now to the future. We need to set up a little protocol about this. For example, Milan Circle, nobody is receiving newsletter now. Because they put the data and nobody is receiving newsletter. So, no, nothing. What I propose. That the day before the list is the mail is sent, someone the list so goes to the file and check. Oh, there are new contacts, and because if it's always the same person, or you can put 2 persons. So if one can't, he asks to the other one. That checks. I don't know, what can we do?
or if there is a sort of notification from the file when it's updated, the Google Doc, I mean.
No.
So one person can receive automatically the email.
I don't know, because it's a form from Google, and the forms from Google, they don't give you. At least when I created the form, for example, for the last block account, I had to go check every day.
But for example, there are systems as EFTTT.com that helps you to put in connection different systems. The conversation. See if there is something useful for us.
I'm writing down about some. Okay, so well, while we watch this, Saverio is watching this. Can we say that as a conclusion, who's going to update the data? Can you do it, Monica and Nicola, to update these 5 contacts on the list?
Yeah, I can do it.
This week?
Ouais.
Okay, so I write it down, okay?
Milano's contact?
And
It's Milano.
just from line 113 to line 121, so they are 9 contacts.
No, we know.
Check the, because the line 113 is me.
Okay.
So we are sure that I mean, and we hope that everybody up there are in.
Okay.
Okay. Or you can check randomly. I don't know. But I don't see why the people up be over me in the list are not in. I don't know why. They are. I don't think there is not a reason for what they are not. Like, but I don't see like these girls these people from Venezia. I think he's in. It's Vittorio Netti. It should be.
I know him.
It should be in the newsletter, I think. Because it's above me. The problem is that all the people be above, under me in the list, under my line, I'm sure they are not. Because Matteo, Pietro from Milano are not. And then we have the problem that there is people missing from June, from the 10th of September to now. And I don't know why there is a big hole from the May 2015 and June 2016. It's 1 year.
It's strange.
We have 1 year of void, so we lost a lot of contacts. So we need to fix. One thing is we need to fix the document, and the other thing is we need to update the list.
So.
So, but why can't we just, as we don't have it fixed, okay, the file is not updating.
Okay.
So we need to understand how it works, and I can take this task, okay, because I started to talk to Alfonso and people from the tech, okay. So I can take this task, and once we understand how it works, we can set up an automatic response, maybe, Savario. No, because now we maybe use a lot of time and we don't know how the file works, and maybe the solution is already there.
Okay. Oh, questo mi interessa.
I'm trying to write down a conclusion, okay? Okay. I propose that it can be manual.
Okay.
It's not very hard because we don't have 200 contacts per week. We can do it manually actually, but if we have an automatic way, like a reminder, stuff, if we know that on Tuesday is the day in which the file updates, the people who is in charge of it knows that from Tuesday to Friday he has to update the file, because from Tuesday to next Tuesday it won't be updated. Not that everybody writes, but if it's every day, instead if the file updates every day, every once someone puts his mail, the file adds a line. This is another thing, so we need to understand something. But I remember that it was weekly. I remember this thing, that it was weekly. But I can say something more.
Ah, oui.
Okay, so we move on to the second point. Okay, about shaping the newsletter. Okay. Well, I would make a reflection before about this session of today, of the Monday morning. It's starting to be more internal than a general combination, seems to me. We are talking always more of internal organization. So I think that as there is now a specific meeting for the magazine and so the external communication, we can maybe start to. But it's just a reflection in the air, to live in the air. To start a team of only internal, because these meetings of the Monday are supposed to be more general.
Yes.
We can talk about this next week, okay? It's just because I was watching the agenda, and anyway, it's just a reflection. We can talk about this because I don't want to enter too much questions that maybe now I think Luis is here to talk about the magazine, and and we are talking only of internal stuff. So that's my concern. But anyway, we move fast, and we can talk about this next week. Maybe it's inappropriate for me to talk about this now. We should talk about this at the end of the session. Okay, let's the second point, shaping the newsletter. I think the work you've done it's great. Okay, to put down all the conclusion all you got and stuff. And I propose, why don't we write down a document in the folder of internal newsletter, okay? I'm watching the reflection from you, Nicola and Monica. All this list you made about the newsletter, the goals, the content, the shape.
Okay.
To write a document, so maybe tomorrow someone else is in charge of the newsletter, and he has already a guide to help him, no?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I think it's because it's great. It's
All right.
and
And finally, it's also the part of what you were talking about, how to welcome, how to do that, how to, you know. Finally, if in the drive there was always something like that at the beginning of the drive, how folder for, how you can do that, then it would be very cool, in fact, and explain each time. For example, you have to read that first before beginning to do something, and we explain you how the folder are, what the project are, how you can better, and it's the beginning finally of the book you are going to give to welcome.
It's it's important, I think.
Right, it's important.
Be lost.
And about this, the third point, it goes the welcoming protocols. How do we start? I think, okay, we can debate now, but maybe this is an issue, not a general communication issue, but it's an issue of the internal group who follows the internal. That actually I took care. I said I will coordinate. So I don't know if it's this session appropriate to talk about, or we can have a work session about this to start. I think we are ready to start, but at the same time, I think it's not this session. Today, the Monday morning. Monday morning should be more a coordination, no? From between internal and external. I don't know, what do you guys think?
You want to make another session about just for
no. Yeah, we should start a group that works only on this. Like you are doing the newsletter, I'm coordinating. I said I will coordinate the internal, so it's also the newsletter, and I started the protocols of Slack and stuff, and I said I would start the drive and everything. So let's work on it, but maybe it's not the Monday when we have to do it, no? Or we change the aim of these Monday mornings, and we move it only to work on this. But this meeting was supposed to be more coordination between internal and external, and then start the two groups, no? To fix the points, the important things, and then everybody works on his.
Good idea.
His topic. Like there is a meeting for only the magazine, people who cares about the magazine.
Thursday?
Yeah. But here we coordinate the work. So do you understand? This is I think we need a moment of coordination. So it will be very short.
Okay.
Like we got this decision, and we have this question for the people who writes the newsletter, because we have this this format in the magazine. We want to understand how you want to manage the newsletter to go on. So this is the aim of the Monday session. Then everybody works on his own, so it's easier, and we can go deep in the work, because now we start working on the protocols. And there is Luis that cares about the magazine, and or Mario that he cares about the Facebook and stuff. I said, they're not, why are they here? I say this because it's two sessions that Luis is here, and actually he is not involved in the discussion. Maybe because he's shy. I don't know, but he doesn't seem so shy, Luis. So
It's listening.
I don't know, what do you, Luis, think?
It's thinking.
Monday shyness. No, I'm making an effort. Maybe I'm not following every day what's happening, and I'm a bit lost among hangouts. So I was really listening to you, and really I don't know.
No, that's
If
the
we
point.
need.
No, that's the
Sorry?
point. I say, if we talk today that there is only we are more a lot of people interested in many things. You are interested more, and you are taking care of the magazine. But we talk only about protocols, newsletter, and that is internal communication. You get lost, and actually you are lost. So that's my point. I say, let's make that this session of the morning, of the Monday morning, is more to coordinate the two groups, and then the two groups work on his stuff separately, and reports on Monday morning the conclusion, and the question to the other group, and the general question about the communication. Because we are ready now, I think. At the first times we needed more to have a collective discussion, but now we are ready to manage the tasks separately, the issues separately also.
So Monday morning is internal and external coordination of communication.
Yeah, I would say so.
And then we separate on Thursday the magazine, and another day for the protocol. In fact.
Yeah, but actually, Monica and Nicolau, we met Friday by ourselves, and that was the session I'm talking about. Now we worked on the newsletter, and that's what I'm talking about. No, we met by ourselves because we needed to make the newsletter, and we coordinated about it, and it's very easy. And we don't need to make a big agenda for the week. You know, we have tasks, and we start doing it, and we organize from people who is interested.
Hello.
Oh.
Sorry, my Hangout crashed. It's a protection system. When I don't have anything interesting to say, it crashes. And
it's a firewall. No, that's okay. Just to go to the point, I wouldn't talk now about the welcoming protocols because it's getting very long. I think the logbook is a good idea. We already talked about it, and it's also connected with the drive issue. Okay.
But Franci, wait. If I am understanding, where is the place to talk about protocols?
We need to set up
what I was
a meeting
trying
about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because now we are, maybe you are not interested. I mean, if this is general coordination of the communication, we don't need to talk to enter in the issue now, the task now. We can maybe set up some main concept, main direction that the protocol has to take. And then with the people interested in this, that I am interested, I understand that Nicola and Monica are interested, we work on it to build
Okay.
it. But I wouldn't build it now. I would put the horizon, I would put a goal now together, and then we work on it separately.
Okay.
So, going to the point, logbook is a good idea.
I think.
It's a point to start.
Mm.
And also, uh, and also, um, I would say that in the newsletter we need to repeat the part where we ask two people to participate in the list of the first needs for some weeks. I don't know how many, maybe 1 month, maybe
I think it's 1 month.
2 months, I don't know, but we need to remember people to participate, that this process is going on, and we need that information because that information are the base to build the logbook. Just to update Saverio. Saverio, we had this idea that to build a good welcoming protocol, we maybe need to understand what people missed when they got in touch with Civicwise,
Okay.
what they needed that can help them to understand what was Civicwise. So we made a document that is in the newsletter, in the last newsletter.
Mhm.
That is a first list of the first needs, where people can write down. Well, I'd like that was to know more about the governance. I needed more a visual image of how it's organized. I needed a list of the tools, so we can understand that how to build this. Because we are thinking that when someone give us his email, we send him automatically an email with a welcoming protocol. Hello, you are in Civicwise. Civicwise works like this. You have this tool. You can update here. This is the link of the drive. You can use it in this way. You know, so
Okay.
a person immediately easily enters in the platform.
Okay.
So if you are interested in building this, we keep in touch.
Okay, I will try to
But
follow.
yeah, no, it's I'm coordinating this. I started with the Slack protocol, and now Nicola and Monica with the newsletter. So we start building it.
A question about that, about the mail. Is there any way to avoid that the email going directly in the spam or somebody?
The problem is that it goes in the promotion, no?
See, for me, go in the
Or
promotion.
spam.
And all the mails from list goes there.
Okay.
I noticed this on my Gmail.
Ouais.
I mean, in other mailing list, and they all go there.
Okay.
I don't think we can do much. But now you know that Gmail is turning in a new form that is inbox. They are experimenting this.
Okay.
And maybe inbox becomes the new face of Gmail. So in inbox, it's not like now in Gmail.
Ah, d'accord. Okay.
So all the mail goes in the same page.
Mm.
It just puts together with the tag. So you have it in your main page, but it's visualized with a special tag as promotion.
D'accord.
Or other tags that you can put. Some are automatic, some are not. But in Gmail now you have it in separated list.
Mm.
In Inbox you have one unique list, but with the more visual tags.
Okay.
The tags are the same, but it's more. It looks. At least you have everything in your first page, the same page. So we are sure that people doesn't miss it.
Okay.
Let's see how Google work will work. For now, I don't think we can do much because it comes from MailChimp and Google recognizes this
and
puts it in automatically in promotion.
Mm.
So, as a conclusion, can we say that we start building up separated session for welcoming protocols and drive protocols and to build the protocols?
See?
I think that's important.
I put Slack also because we have to discuss everything the same. And Discourse. It's all in the when we talk about welcoming, before we have to talk about the protocols.
I want to ask, there is something to say about the communication of, for example, of the Facebook page of Civicwise and to the Twitter profile, because we are using now the Italian profiles for the civic design course. Do we need to communicate something via social network for the main profile of Civicwise? We need to plan something, I don't know.
That's another. This session
it's always bad if you have a page that doesn't work for, I don't know, months or many weeks.
Yeah. Actually, in this Monday session, we should talk about this in order to have people from inside the internal communication and external communication can work separately and solve the problem.
Okay.
But actually, we in the last two sessions we entered very much in internal issues, so that's why I say let's take out from this conversation and have more these things you are saying. Because, for example, about this, Mario said he would take care about the Facebook protocols and Twitter. Okay. But Mario actually isn't participating in the last two sessions.
Okay.
So if you are interested in this, put in contact with him.
Okay. Okay.
And Thursday is only magazine, or it's about external communication?
What?
Sorry, Thursday is only for the magazine?
What?
Or is it about external communication too? For example, this problem you talk about.
With Saverio you're talking.
Are you talking to Francesco or to me?
I don't listen.
Yeah, I'm ready. There is a bug.
Are you talking to me or to Francesco?
To everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
So I didn't get very well the audio.
No.
The question was,
Repeat.
Thursday is only discussed about the magazine, or is about to discuss? Why you cut? Oui.
Okay.
Or about external communication, for example, Facebook or Twitter problems.
Protocol of communication.
Is it only magazine Thursday?
I don't know. Probably for what I know, probably it's better to have 2 or 3 of these topics together to be more aware of everything. If they are related, I can feel lost in a way. So for me, it's better to have a conversation, a discussion, and have all these pieces. Have 10 minutes for separate topic to understand which problems. I'm missing something about magazine since from the local camp in Paris. Don't know exactly what happens when we talk about magazine. So I saw the blog. It's okay, but about the organization behind. So there is something planned for it. So for me, it's useful to be updated on it.
Check about it.
See, Francesco is appearing.
He's waiting.
What?
No.
Francesco.
I was writing down that the conclusion. Take a look if you want to add something. And so we can settle, Luis, that you are taking care of this. We can say that Thursday session talks about magazine and more in general about external communication.
I think we need it. No,
we need it, but as I see it, now we have a duty with the magazine, no, and it's very concrete, no, that idea that we need to reboot the system and come back to write and think which other things come to magazine, no?
Yeah, magazine is an urgency. An urgency.
Yes, for that. So I'm feeling it very specific and very concrete, but I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe the other. Now we have to talk more about the magazine, but it's good. I think what Saverio said, to have a coordinated discussion, a more holistic approach to all the external.
And maybe magazines hangouts. It's about a few weeks, and that's all. No, once everything is working again.
But it's good to talk about magazine and also how to manage the Facebook, because we diffuse the magazine from there.
No, of course, but it's like another level, no? This is like a little duty, no? You give it to somebody. This is your task, and that's all. But of course, we must keep talking about general communication, our net of, well, we are working on it and we need it. But I see magazine kind of at the end of one branch, no?
Yeah.
Specific.
So I wrote down that.
And like first step, no? Once we get it, we can think about it. But for now, it's the urgency is that we need posts and activate it. And
yeah, I wrote down that Thursday session is about magazine and general external communication topics. Magazine is urgent to be started again, but it's good to have a more wide view on the external communication. So,
we can do it en continuación en español, o lo hacemos en continuación del martes o otro día.
¿es el martes o el jueves? El magazine.
El martes me parece, porque es que yo estoy llena ya de...
Tuesday, no Thursday.
Sí.
Yo creí que lo que magazine era el jueves.
Espera, que
a las
no puedo abrir ahora
a las
mismo,
10.
no puedo abrir la agenda y no lo veo. O sea, tenemos abiertas todas las pantallas sobre lo que hemos estado hablando. No lo veo. Sí, cierto.
El jueves.
Vale, sí, el jueves. Jueves en español. Sí, en español.
Jueves.
Okay, so okay, who coordinates the session of the Thursday?
Jueves.
Luis.
Me, yes.
Just to put in the task.
No sé la organization.
Okay, who is interested in the internal issues to start building a team? I'm in.
Me, yeah. Nicholas?
Francesco and Nicola.
Ayuda,
Okay, so we can. Do we set up a meeting, Nicola, for this week, maybe to start? Actually, this week I have it very, very full.
There's ongoing container.
We can say, for me, it can be Tuesday, but not for the night. Tuesday lunchtime, for example.
Okay.
What do you think?
Lunchtime Paris? Or lunchtime,
Lunchtime Paris, yes. What time do you prefer? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock?
1 o'clock is perfect, yeah.
It's after lunchtime.
So 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm writing down my calendar. Okay, so you write it down on the here. What time is the 1 o'clock? Okay. Okay, so we talked about almost everything yet too. We could well we talk about a lot of things. So I would say that after this week of experimentation of these two work groups separate, we meet next week.
Mm-hmm.
Always Monday. What day is next week? 26th. 26th. And we meet the next week, and I don't know, just see how it goes. I think we need to report what we did in the week.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Mhm.
You want to update us with something for the magazine, Luis?
Not really sorry to disappoint you, but I don't have anything to say about the magazine. I'll talk to Carlota because I understood that she was writing the Tenerife Colaborativa post, but I entered the.
No, she write something by internal for give the opportunity to the team of Canarias make corrections or additions. I think it's for that is not still publicated in a magazine.
Okay.
Sorry, there is a draft. So
She drafts
she wrote a draft.
the document there is done. Just wait. The team of Canarias make some correction, some addition.
Okay.
For that is not still in the magazine.
Okay. Now I have a question for you, Luis. Me and Marco, we have to write a document, a post about the presentation we did last week. We are writing it tonight. In order, we will write it before you met. I mean, you meet Thursday. What time do you meet?
I guess it was decided 10, no?
10 in the morning.
Yes. Monica, you didn't say 10. It was better for you?
Yes, for me it's okay.
I'll just write it down on the minutes on the people. So we will try to have it done by Thursday morning, but where do we have to put it?
Yeah, I send the link of the folder in Drive. This moment is in the chat of.
Okay, this is the folder where to put all the articles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe for next week, guys, as we prepare a document for the newsletter, so how to write the newsletter, you could think about a document guide for the magazine, how to write a post, where to put it.
Exactly.
You know?
I don't know. I was thinking about it, and I don't know if it's better to or
No, just think about it.
Really?
If you don't think it's useful, discuss it, and you just say it's not useful.
No. Yes, that I was thinking it was better. In any case, a very brief guide, no, to give the freedom because we are thinking about magazine as an open place, no, and everybody loading posts, no, from different projects and even different languages and what Domenico was proposing is finally to have a kind of editorial team filtering, no, if with few rules, no, but then each team or group or people writing that post or that information in their way, no. So we must think about it because, of course, we'll need a frame, no,
Protocol.
some rules, but probably few.
I write down this thing in the discussion. So you think we need a protocol about how to write?
¿Cómo?
You think we need a protocol to a guide to about how to write an article and to post?
No, I think that is my idea. I'm improvising now. I don't know. We must talk about it. That maybe it's
discuss it in the group, and then next week
if we need a guide, or it's only about a few rules and that's all. And then
no, but I think it's
freedom.
useful. I think it's useful. Maybe it's this is what we should discuss in this session. I think it's very useful to have a little guide inside the folder of a magazine that say, if you want to write a post, leave it here and write it with these few rules, and these are the coordinators. So every
yes, but
every group can. I think it's useful.
Well, we will talk about it, but I think that we must take care, don't kill the diversity or richness of that place, no? I am dreaming, no, with a very rich place with different ways of, it's not like newsletter, no? I think newsletter, I think it's not so funny every week, a different way, no, it's great to have a structure and you can understand fast what's happening but magazine, I think we are thinking about a place with a lot of stories and different supports, no, broadcasting videos, streaming, posts, and even that languages, no. We were saying that why not? We don't need that obligation, and it's good for our locality, that diversity, no. And
I understand. I'm writing down.
So, but in any case, it's an issue, no, something that we must discuss. So next Thursday we'll talk about it, and we'll try to advance.
Yeah, if I can comment something, maybe it's just. You hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
with another people, but we hear you.
Yeah, maybe it's just. Maybe it's just a list of the references. If you want to write an article, talk to this person. No? And just a very flexible protocol, not a rigid protocol like in the newsletter.
Yes.
Or
well, I don't know.
No, talk about it.
Talk. Exactly.
So about one last point, I think it's a question you, Nicola and Monica did about agenda of important hangout. I think I proposed it a few weeks ago. I think it's fundamental that maybe in the next newsletter, I don't know what you guys think, there is like you did for the circle in the last one, there is a little agenda saying, look, every Tuesday we have the hangout of local count and sheep factory fest. Every Monday there is the hangout of communication. Every Thursday there is the hangout for the magazine. So I think it's useful, and we can put the day and the channel in Slack where they can coordinate.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I think it's very important.
So can we make a list of the 3-4 appointments we want to talk about and that are important?
About the hangout?
Yeah, about the meeting, yeah, our meetings. So I'm writing it down. I think Valencia. Okay, wait, I'm writing. So what they are? Valencia Hangout. That is Thursday at 9 o'clock, right? We said Thursday 9 o'clock.
Ouais.
9 o'clock.
And then what? Communication Monday. Okay. And then what?
Magazine? No.
Magazine, we put it, Luis.
Yes.
Magazine. It's 10 a.m., right? Then internal, we put also the internal Nicola.
Okay. That's
Tuesday. Okay. And then we feel we have more. We okay. We update this file.
and there was N-Cycle hangout too. Which is 24th of September. No? The N-Cycles.
The cycle. So this Saturday.
Ouais.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it's confirmed or
it's
not.
too late. We should have written it last week, no?
Okay.
But we start with this.
Right.
And then we can put a line. We can talk about this tomorrow, but we can put a line where we say if you have a very important thing that you want everybody knows, let us know the team of the communication, and we write it. Okay. So I think we missed a point in the conclusion, but. No, non ho firmato, Davide.
No, come sono loro che hanno fretta, quando ce l'hai mi viene telefonata che io.
Sì, doveva venire.
Una volta qui, perché passato di poco.
No, è fatto bene, grazie. Sorry guys, but I'm in the office today.
But the people speaking Italian very well there.
Sabiana speaking very well.
You know, they're Italian.
Hola.
Okay, so, well, okay, I think we're done. What do you think?
Right, it's cool. It's a big meeting already.
All right.
So we can build the draft for the next week, and I'm copying it. So next session will be the 6th. I'm doing it live, so. The 6th, and will be, we said, the 26th. We can start putting the reflection on it. Okay?
Okay, perfect.
Okay, guys, I stop the live, and we can say goodbye. Meet you next week.
Bye. See you next week.